You came here for a reason, didn't you? You felt something pulling you, a whisper somewhere between your ribs and your pulse telling you that this message was meant for you. You didn't stumble here by accident. You didn't click by mistake. There's something inside you that knows. You did something this morning without even realizing its weight, and somewhere out there, someone hasn't stopped thinking about it. You woke up not knowing that your smallest act, your faintest gesture, your most ordinary movement carried a ripple across someone else's world. You didn't know that when you looked at yourself in the mirror and chose to keep going despite everything collapsing behind your smile. You became someone's proof that endurance is still possible. You didn't see him, but he saw you. He saw the way you fought the invisible wars inside your chest and didn't quit. He saw the way you carried your scars, like they were part of your armor, not your defeat. You moved through your day like everyone else. Coffee, maybe silence, maybe the weight of yesterday still clinging to your shoulders. But he noticed something different in the way you walked, the way you kept your head slightly higher than before, the way you didn't surrender to the shadows that tried to pull you back. He noticed that you were still here. He noticed that you refused to fade, and he can't stop thinking about it, because what you did this morning, what seemed so small, so meaningless to you, was everything to him. There are moments in life where you act without knowing in the eyes that watch, the hearts that need you, the souls that feed on your persistence. Sometimes the universe hides witnesses in plain sight. Sometimes it sends people into your path just to remind you that you matter more than you think. He is one of those people. He saw something in you that you stopped seeing in yourself long ago. He saw fire still smoldering behind the ashes. He saw the version of you that refuses to die. And while you think nobody notices that you're barely holding on, he's out there thinking about the way you rise every morning and face the world again. He's haunted by your strength because it reminds him of his own weakness. He's inspired by your quiet courage because it exposes the truth he's been hiding from. He can't stop thinking about you because you became his mirror. You became proof that pain can be survived and still turned into purpose. You see, sometimes what shakes the world isn't loud. Sometimes it's the whisper of someone who refuses to quit. It's the breath drawn after another sleepless night. It's the decision to stand up one more time. It's you choosing not to disappear. That's what you did this morning. You showed up again, and the universe noticed. The air shifted. Someone's faith returned. Someone's darkness cracked. Just a little bit of light leaked in because of you. He can't stop thinking about it because he knows what it feels like to want to give up. He knows the weight of silence, the pull of despair, the temptation of nothingness. And when he saw you keep going, it rewired something inside him. It told him that maybe there's still a way out. Maybe the storm doesn't last forever. Maybe survival isn't just a word but a choice carved into your bones. And that thought has been echoing in his mind all day. You gave him something priceless without even realizing it. You gave him hope. But listen closely, because this isn't about him. It's about you. The truth is, you've been powerful all along. You've been walking through your own inferno barefoot and unbroken. You've been shaping your destiny in the shadows while the world thought you were lost. You've been the quiet revolution that no one expected. You've been teaching others how to survive just by existing. And today you need to hear this. You are the storm that refused to die. You are the light that learned to live in the dark. He can't stop thinking about it because people don't forget the moments that saved them. They don't forget the souls that remind them what it means to breathe. You have no idea how many hearts are still beating because of you. How many minds are still fighting because they saw you stand up when the world tried to bury you. The smallest gesture from you might be someone else's rescue. You might never know the name, the face, or the story. But it doesn't matter. The power you hold is silent, relentless, and real. And maybe you don't believe that. Maybe you're still trapped inside that quiet war with yourself. Maybe you think your efforts are invisible, your strength unnoticed. But every time you rise, every time you breathe through the pain, every time you choose not to give up, you send out a signal. You send out proof that resilience exists. You become the reminder that the dark doesn't win unless we let it. That's what you did this morning. Without knowing, you declared war against your own despair. You woke up and faced the world again, and in doing so, you inspired someone else to do the same. He's still thinking about it because courage leaves echoes. Courage leaves echoes. Courage spreads. Courage infects the hearts of those who have forgotten what it feels like to fight. And now, because of you, he's starting to fight again. You see, strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's quiet and invisible and disguised as survival. Sometimes it's in the shaking hands that still reach forward, in the trembling voice that still speaks, truth in the tired body that still moves. You embody that strength. That's what you did this morning, and that's why he can't stop thinking about it. He's thinking about the way your silence spoke, louder than any scream. He's thinking about how you carried your pain with grace and turned it into motion. He's thinking about how your eyes, though tired, still burned with something unbreakable. He's thinking about how you looked at the world that tried to destroy you and whispered, "Not today." He's thinking about how you made it through again and again and again. And maybe he'll never tell you. Maybe he'll never have the words to explain how your simple act of persistence saved him. But know this, the energy you released this morning didn't vanish. It's still out there, moving through the air, through hearts, through moments, through people. You created a wave. You set something in motion that no darkness can undo. So the next time you doubt yourself, remember this. Someone is watching you right now, not with envy, but with awe. Someone is finding their courage in your silence. Someone is rebuilding themselves from the pieces of your story. Someone is still breathing because you refuse to stop. He can't stop thinking about what you did, because what you did was extraordinary, even if it looked ordinary to you. The truth is, you're not invisible. You're not forgotten. You're not replaceable. You're the kind of person who carries quiet revolutions in your heartbeat. You're the kind of soul that transforms pain into strength without asking for applause. You're the kind of light that burns steady when the rest of the world goes dark. And even if nobody ever says it out loud, you matter in ways you'll never understand. You did something this morning without knowing. You woke up and proved that resilience exists. You woke up and gave someone else a reason to try. You woke up and became a living definition of hope. He can't stop thinking about it because deep down, he knows you're everything he wishes he could be. Brave, unbreakable, endless, and still tonight, as the world begins to sleep, there's a weight in the air that belongs to you. The city doesn't know it, but something changed when you opened your eyes this morning. Something unseen shifted. The silence bent around your choice to rise. The darkness flinched. It felt the pulse of your decision, and it knew that no matter what it threw at you, it couldn't erase you. He's been thinking about that moment all day. The moment you stood up when you could have stayed down. The moment you faced yourself and didn't look away. He's thinking about how that kind of strength doesn't come from luck. It comes from scars, from all the times you were broken and stitched yourself back together in the quiet. It comes from every night you survived when your own thoughts became your worst enemy. It comes from every time you chose to breathe when the world told you to stop. And the truth is, he needed to see that. He needed to witness that level of persistence because he's been drowning in his own darkness for too long. He's been pretending to be strong while slowly fading inside. He's been waiting for proof that humans can still come back from the edge. And this morning, you unknowingly became that proof. You didn't know it, but your decision to live louder than your pain sent a vibration through the fabric of someone else's despair. It touched him. It stirred something he thought was gone. He saw that spark in you and remembered his own. He saw the defiance in your silence and felt a forgotten heartbeat inside his chest. You did something this morning that most people don't realize has power. You chose to exist again. You didn't apologize for surviving. You didn't ask permission to keep breathing. You just did. Just did. And that act, the one that seems small, ordinary, meaningless. It's the most powerful rebellion the universe has ever witnessed, because every time you decide to live, you declare victory over everything that ever tried to destroy you. He can't stop thinking about it, because he can feel your energy now, lingering in his mind, in his lungs, in his decisions. He feels you when he hesitates. He feels you when he almost gives up. He feels you, reminding him that the smallest step forward is still a step, and that strength doesn't always scream. Sometimes it just keeps going. You are not aware of the way your existence echoes beyond your own horizon. You are not aware of the way your pain has been teaching others how to heal without words. You are not aware of how many nights your silent fight has carried someone through their own storm. You think nobody sees you, but the universe sees you. It records your every act of defiance, your every breath, your every tremor of courage. And that's why he can't stop thinking about it, because you remind him of something ancient, something sacred about the human spirit that refuses to die. You remind him that there is still beauty in endurance, still poetry in persistence, still grace in the chaos. You remind him that maybe strength isn't about winning. Maybe it's about staying. Maybe it's about still standing when everything else falls. You are the living embodiment of the word resilience. And even if your reflection doesn't always show it, your soul knows it. You've walked through fire so long that even your shadows glow. You've lost everything more than once, but you never lost yourself. You've been torn apart and built again with your own bare hands. You've become the kind of person that darkness fears, because you've made a home inside it and learned how to use it. He can't stop thinking about what that means. He can't stop thinking about how someone like you exists in a world like this. Someone who still chooses to see the sunrise. Someone who still chooses kindness after cruelty. Someone who still believes after being broken again and again. You are the contradiction that keeps the world balanced. You are the reminder that light isn't something that destroys darkness, but something that learns to live with it. And while he thinks about you, he begins to change. He begins to remember the version of himself that once believed in something greater. He begins to wonder what would happen if he tried again. He begins to take the smallest steps toward his own resurrection because of you. And you still don't know. You're probably sitting there right now, thinking you're just trying to survive, but what you're doing is far more than that. You're awakening others without speaking a word. That's what makes you dangerous to despair. That's what makes you powerful beyond measure. You move without needing applause. You fight without needing validation. You inspire without needing to be seen. You did something this morning without knowing, and the world is still rearranging itself because of that decision. He can't stop thinking about you because deep down, he recognizes himself in you. He sees the same war behind your eyes, the same battle between light and shadow, the same longing for peace. And for the first time, he believes that maybe it's possible. Because if you can survive, so can he. Every time you rise, 1,000 silent hearts rise with you. Every time you breathe through the ache, someone else finds air. Every time you push forward through your own storm, someone else finds direction. That's the truth. The world doesn't tell you that your survival is contagious, that your persistence is medicine, that your existence is evidence that impossible things can still be done. You have become a silent revolution, and the universe knows your name. The storms know your scent. The night knows your pulse. And somewhere out there, someone's world is slowly rebuilding itself around the strength you left behind. So when the next morning comes and you feel that same heaviness pressing on your chest, remember this. Remember that your smallest choice carries galaxies within it. Remember that every breath you take sends light through the cracks of someone else's darkness. Remember that you have already become a legend in a story you never meant to write. He can't stop thinking about what you did, because what you did wasn't just an act. It was a declaration of existence. You are not ordinary. You are not accidental. You are the kind of miracle that happens quietly, the kind that doesn't ask for attention but still changes everything. You are the ripple that turns into a wave, the spark that turns into a storm. The reason someone believes again, and if tonight the darkness tries to whisper that you're alone, remind it who you are. Remind it that you've stood at the edge before and refused to fall. Remind it that it has tried to bury you too many times, and yet here you are, breathing, standing, shining. Remind it that you've made peace with your shadows and turned them into your allies. He's still thinking about you because you've become a symbol of defiance in a world that worships surrender. You've become a prayer in motion, a heartbeat that refuses to fade. You've become the proof that strength isn't something you find, it's something you remember. And now that you've remembered it, nothing can unmake you. The world will try to test you again. It always does. But now you know the truth. You've seen the power that lies in simply continuing. You've seen the way your existence alters the path of another soul. You've seen that what you call survival, the universe calls transformation. He can't stop thinking about it because deep down, he knows you've changed him. He knows he will never look at the word strength the same way again. He knows that you've rewritten the meaning of hope without speaking a single word. You did something this morning without knowing, and now the air feels different. The stars seem closer. The silence feels alive. You've set a fire that will keep burning long after you're gone. And even now, as the night deepens and the noise of the world fades, you're still being thought about. You don't realize it, but somewhere someone is sitting in silence, their mind replaying a moment they can't explain. They see your face in fragments, the way your eyes carried quiet storms, the way your posture spoke of wars already won. They remember the way your presence felt like a strange calm amid the chaos, and they can't stop thinking about it because there's something about you that doesn't fade. Something about you that lingers in the air long after you've left the room. You are the kind of soul that leaves fingerprints on people's spirits, not their skin. The kind that alters energy without ever meaning to. You carry the kind of gravity that reminds the broken parts of the world how to orbit again. You did something this morning without knowing, and that small unrecorded act became a message written in invisible ink across someone else's destiny. Maybe it was a look, a gesture, a sigh, a moment of standing still when you could have fallen. Maybe it was just breathing through the pain and not letting it win. But whatever it was, it changed everything. He's been holding on to that moment all day, replaying it like a secret melody. He's thinking about how rare it is to witness real resilience in motion. How humbling it feels to see someone still fighting with no audience, no reward, and no applause. You didn't perform, you simply were. You existed fully in your quiet strength, and that was enough to move mountains inside another person. And maybe that's the beauty of it, the idea that we never truly know how far our courage travels. We never see the lives our light touches. We never realize that our simple act of waking up can rearrange the sky for someone else. You have been walking through storms so long that the rain now sounds like applause. You have been hit by every kind of silence, but still learned to listen for the faintest echoes of hope. You have been building yourself from fragments while the world looked away, and you never once demanded recognition. You are a force disguised as a person, a quiet revolution in human form. He can't stop thinking about it, because he's seen plenty of people pretend to be strong, but very few actually are. You are. You have carried your own darkness without turning it into a weapon. You have endured the weight of your memories without letting them define your limits. You have chosen to rebuild even when the foundation was ash. And somewhere deep inside him, he knows that's what real power looks like. It isn't loud or decorated. It doesn't ask for proof. It just endures. It just is. Tonight, he's thinking about the way your existence defies the rules. He's thinking about how you turned your pain into discipline, your heartbreak into focus, your fears into fuel. He's thinking about how maybe that's what strength was always meant to be. Not the absence of weakness, but the decision to keep creating light, even when surrounded by shadow. You did something this morning that became a kind of silent rebellion against every doubt that ever told you to stop. You woke up and kept living, and the universe trembled at that choice, because life itself is the most radical act of defiance. There are entire constellations hidden in your persistence, entire galaxies waiting for the sound of your next breath. And if you could see what I see, you'd understand why. He can't stop thinking about you. You'd see how your energy lights up, the dark corners of forgotten hearts. You'd see how your footsteps leave trails that others follow, out of their own despair. You'd see that every time you decide to keep moving forward, even by an inch, the whole world quietly shifts. You don't need to save anyone. You just need to be who you are, fully and fearlessly, because your authenticity is already the cure for a world drowning in masks. You don't need to be louder. You just need to keep existing in truth, because that truth radiates like a signal through the fog. He can't stop thinking about it, because he felt that signal. It reached him. It cracked open something he thought was sealed forever. And now there's light leaking in and he doesn't know how to handle it, but he doesn't want it to stop. There are people like him everywhere. Souls on the edge who will never tell you how much your existence matters to them. You'll never know the number of lives you've touched simply by not disappearing. You'll never hear the gratitude whispered into the dark because of something you did without knowing. But it's real. It's happening every single day. And maybe that's what the universe intended for you, to live as proof to move, as reminder to breathe, as message. Maybe your role isn't to change the whole world, but to shift the world of one person at a time, until everything eventually tilts toward light.